Over 300 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every minute. They're all competing for views, with only mere moments to catch someone's eye. On YouTube, there are only a couple of things that can catch someone's eye: a compelling title and an attractive thumbnail. Hey everyone, this is Mason from FilterGrade. In this video, I'm going to tell you what makes a good YouTube thumbnail. There are a lot of factors that go into video views, and a thumbnail is one of them. It's not the only part of the equation, but it is the most visual one and one that you have the most control over. First, let's answer the question of why you need a thumbnail. YouTube auto-generates 3 potential thumbnails from frames in your video and allows you to choose one of them, but choosing one of these is pretty boring. A custom thumbnail allows you to handpick what information you're presenting to potential viewers, whereas a screenshot on its own might not show much. Here are some of the key components of making a great thumbnail. Use the proper aspect ratio. The first thing you need to do is make sure your canvas is the proper size. YouTube uses a 16:9 aspect ratio, so using 1280x720 or 1920x1080 is ideal. A different aspect ratio could result in unexpected cropping that hides important elements of your thumbnail. Using a higher resolution is preferable to a low resolution because if your video is embedded anywhere, it may appear much larger than it does on YouTube. Be accurate and honest. Like your title, your thumbnail exists to give more information and not to mislead. Clickbait is the deceptive art of putting something in your thumbnail or title that does not reflect the content within. You can hype up something that happens in the video to seem more outrageous, but still keep it honest. If you break your arm in a vlog, you may want to center the thumbnail around that interesting moment, even if it's only in a short portion of the actual video and the rest of the video is about other stuff entirely. It's not lying, but it is leveraging the most interesting or clickable moment. Use text. Why even look at a video title when someone can put text in the thumbnail? Many creators will put a shortened version of their title in their thumbnail just using a few of the keywords in order to quickly catch the eyes of scrolling users. If your thumbnail image is compelling enough, you don't need text, but it can be kind of like having a second title to give more information. If you do use text and are wondering what fonts to use, go for a thick sans serif font. This will be easy to read on a small image. Some creators can get away with more stylized fonts, but it's not always easy to do. Highlight important details. There are a lot of ways to highlight the key subject in your thumbnail. Photoshop actually has an easy way to do this. Going to Select and Subject will select the subject of the photo with a pretty high degree of accuracy. Once you have the subject selected, whether you cut it out manually or whether you use Photoshop's tool, you can do a lot of things. The easiest way to make whatever you're doing stand out is to copy your subject, which is probably you, onto a new layer. Blur the background on the original layer with a Gaussian blur, then put a stroke, drop shadow, or outer glow onto the subject to make it stand out even more. This is the bare minimum that you should be doing to make your thumbnail stand out, but you can also replace the background and put yourself anywhere you want. Create a consistent style. To make your videos more recognizable, consider creating a template or consistent look for your thumbnails. When someone is scrolling through their subscriptions feed or suggested videos, your videos should be instantly recognizable. This can be accomplished through a variety of means. Putting your logo in the same spot in your thumbnails is the easiest way. If you are the subject of your videos, then your face is kind of like your logo. Don't hesitate to put your face on each of your thumbnails to increase recognition. Other methods include using the same fonts and colors, using the same style of drawings, or having a consistent general feel and layout. Know your audience. The look of your thumbnails will be highly dependent on who your audience is. Let's take the gaming genre for example. It's pretty easy to see the difference between thumbnails aimed at kids and thumbnails aimed at adults or young adults. The thumbnails aimed at a younger audience feature lots of bright colors, large text, and stylized cartoons. The thumbnails not directly aimed at kids don't rely on text as much and definitely feature a lot less bright colors. Consider sizing. YouTube thumbnails are small. You may be tempted to pack a ton of detail into a thumbnail, but simple is often better. Make sure your subject is highly contrasted against the background. This goes back to the earlier point about highlighting your subject and blurring the background and making sure text is large enough to be read. When you're working on your thumbnail, zoom out to see how it looks when it's tiny. Consider where YouTube elements go. YouTube has a couple of elements that can obscure parts of your thumbnail. The first one, which is present on every video, is the video duration marker. This goes in the bottom right corner. And if someone has watched a video, a watched marker goes in the bottom left corner. Keep these markers in mind and keep any important information out of the bottom quarter of the image. Hopefully now you understand how to make a better thumbnail. You shouldn't be afraid to experiment with thumbnails and even update a thumbnail after a while if the video isn't performing well. There's a lot of competition and most ideas aren't totally original, It takes a lot to convince someone to watch your video, so why not get all the advantages you can? If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. And if you're looking for professional LUTs, Lightroom desktop and mobile presets, Premiere Pro templates, and more photo and video education, visit FilterGrade.com today.